Somewhere on a remote location, entities who declared themselves as rulers or gods decided on a verdict to abolish mankind. A unanimous decision was made. The eldest and the wisest among them declared a verdict. The gavel was struck, and the crowds were left in awe. "How can this be?" cried a lonely spirit. The duality of evil and good spoke, one with loud words and the other with silent contemplation. For the crimes mankind have committed in spoiling the earth and ruining its resources, it has now provoked the anger of the council, those with jurisdiction and authority, enemies of the state, those who opposed humanity's ways and rebuked their livelihoods. Just as they were about to commence the annihilation of humanity, a valiant Valkyrie provided a counter-argument. Prior to the destruction of humanity, there must first be an examination and a contest. Equal representatives of both sides must fight to determine who rules the heavens and controls the earth. A fight to the death or to submission. Mortal combat of spiritual giants. The crowd was left baffled by the Valkyrie's testimony and refutation. She was the only one who knew the latent potential hiding within every human. When all the others voted mankind out of the Holy Council, a messenger came through bearing a message and a warning. This means war. Prepare yourselves for the upcoming battle.
A one-on-one showdown.
Ye prideful and arrogant mass will tremble at the sight of the powerful human. Your origins, old man, ye came from him, and unto him shall you return. A date with your maker. Do you accept the challenge? Have you prepared the arena? Are the crowds riled up? Is the host prepared? Lights, camera, and action! Introducing to the stage, the thunderous barbarian, the lonely king, Thor of Asgard! His opponent, a commanding general of the Chinese dynasty, a true leader of the art of war, the embodiment of strength and elegance. Lubu! A majestical stature, proud soldiers, loyal followers, a fated encounter between two legends, the psychotic surgeon versus a brazen tank. Where precision meets brutality, where the eye sees beauty and passion. The maestro plays the melody, the contestants ready their arms and willpower. Before anyone could even blink, the first blow is struck by Lubu. It was quickly and easily blocked by Thor. Once the adrenaline kicked, the pressure was felt, pushing the conceited Thor and forcing him to drop his guard. As soon as he lost his balance, Lubu sprung up to deliver the fatal blow, only to be rejected by the hammer. A secondary push was initiated by Thor. They both held their ground and shattered the earth with their stance. Thor then realized that martial art alone cannot win the battle, so he decided to conjure his magic and strike with lightning. He gathered all the energy within him and siphoned it into his hammer. He then leaned back to gather the maximum amount of momentum to boost his velocity and increase the power of the strike. A calculated move which guaranteed a hit by expanding the range of the attack. The whole stadium was within the reach of the lightning, but it focused all the blast on one spot. "Game over," remarked Thor, looking down within the fog his blast created. It was blocked by Lubu, then deflected. As soon as Thor dropped his guard, Lubu launched a counterattack, slashing through Thor's chest. A normal creature would have died on the spot after receiving a deadly attack such as this, but not Thor. No, he marveled on his blood and for the first time reflected upon his mortality. With one attack, this puny human was able to damage me. How many more can I take before I collapse? Thor was caught by surprise, but he did not hesitate. He was challenged by someone who had conquered nature, a savage barbarian, a death row convict who never lost a battle and wanted to taste defeat, a bored winner who just wanted to know what it would feel like to lose. Using a weapon bestowed to him by the Valkyries, he managed to injure an extraterrestrial entity, a powerful ruler of galaxies and an important figure in the kingdom of the divine. With a single attack, Lubu managed to break a holy armament. Everyone was confused and bewildered. His ancestors would have been proud. He had Thor pinned down. He was at the height of his power and he was winning. It was then Thor's hammer Mjolnir began to intensify in heat and radiance. It awoke from its slumber and began to burn a hole in the ground. It suddenly cracked open, revealing its inner nature and true nakedness. The barriers which were preventing it from using its powers were broken. The seal was unlocked, and the restrictions were lifted. Thor received permission to engage. His burden was thrown away, laying waste to anything it touched. "So we meet again," asserted Thor, glancing at his masterpiece. He gently caressed his sweetheart and firmly grabbed her by the thigh. "You are mine now," he commanded. "At your service," it replied. They both began to harmonize and energize. Their aura intensified and their power drastically increased. Everyone, including the head chief, were mesmerized. "Time to show them what real power looks like," smirked Thor. He threw the hammer at Lubu, spinning at a fast rate and dangerously approaching towards him. Thor infused it with electrostatic energy which can pulverize or burn the skin. If it comes in contact with Lubu, it might sever a body part or destroy his weapon. Just before it hit, Lubu dodged the attack by leaning backwards, mimicking what Thor did during his first attack. Seeing how Thor was wide open, he rushed towards him with a malicious intent. Swinging his halberd back with both arms, he used his momentum and energy to slice Thor's neck clean. All of a sudden, the boomerang returned to its sender. "Impossible," thought Lubu. He had not taken this into account and was left unguarded. Using his critical thinking and quick reflexes, he pushed himself away, barely dodging the lethal attack. His mobility and balance allowed him to regain his composure. The hammer was then retrieved by its master, who used the momentum of the hammer and changed the direction towards the incoming warriors. Using all the power he could muster, he went in for the kill. "Bring it on!" demanded Lubu. The clash exploded throughout the arena. The audience were momentarily blinded by the impact. Behold, the massive attack was blocked. Thor began to push down and force Lubu to his knees. The proud warrior was not one to bow down to others and always vouched to protect his loved ones. In an inspirational moment when humanity felt as if they gained an upper hand on the wannabe gods, his feeble earthly body succumbed to the pain and his shin broke in half. The pain rattled Lubu for the first time. He could not believe what had happened and was forced to sit down. The two warriors stared at each other in respect and reverence of one another. Before any of them could make another move, Lubu's stallion came galloping into the arena. "On my back, cowboy," indicated the horse. "It is not over," assured Lubu, getting up with the help of his weapon. Mankind cheered on as their hero tried to make a triumphant comeback. In their mind, nothing was impossible. "It's showtime," announced Lubu, signaling to his horse. "It's going to be all right. We got this," he insisted to his comrade in arms. His partner in crime was rallied up and ready to ride. Lubu was then forced to use his trump card, his final secret technique, a technique he had been practicing day and night, breaking the equipment time and time again, unable to unleash his full force without holding back. Across various seasons, he kept on sharpening his mind and honing his skill, specializing in a singular fatal attack. Getting accustomed to the movements and recognizing the patterns of mastery, one day his grip changed, as well as his stance and mentality. After thousands of hours of swinging back and forth, it finally fell into its place and showed results. With a single slash, Lubu was able to split the skies, dividing the clouds into two partitions. He was certain this attack would obliterate Thor. In fact, he bet his life on it. "Onwards! We have a date with death," reminded Lubu. "Come at me!" gestured Thor, raising his hammer. In what seemed like an even duel up to this point, faced a shift in control. Lubu's arm was ripped apart after the head-on clash. The Valkyrie was worried. Upon seeing how his arms were destroyed, Lubu didn't cry or lament his condition. Nay, he grabbed his arm and tore it right off. For the very first time in his entire existence, he tasted defeat. Admitting his loss to his opponent, we went ahead to finish things off and make it official. "Finish him," was the declaration given. "This is the end. Goodbye." affirmed Thor. He decapitated Lubu's head and guaranteed the first victory against humanity.